Pleasant day, everyone. This is Makjiv A. Labasan, your weather forecaster for today, Tuesday, March 16, 2021, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, reporting for the daily weather to all of my fellow Filipinos out there. Here's the latest update. For our forecast weather condition for today, certain provinces in the eastern section of northern Luzon have a cloudy skies with scattered rain showers and thunderstorms weather condition for today that is caused by tail end of frontal system or the boundary between the easterlies and the northwest monsoon or hanging amihan that could cause possible flash floods or landslides during moderate at times heavy rain. While in Metro Manila and the rest of the country, they have a partly clouds to cloudy skies with isolated rain showers or thunderstorms weather condition for today also, and it is caused by easterlies or localized thunderstorms or the permanent east to west prevailing winds that flow in the Earth's equatorial region that could cause possible flash floods or landslides during severe thunderstorms. With that possible causes of our weather condition for today, we should be knowledgeable with what we should do. Before the possible causes like before a flash flood happens, be alert, monitor your surroundings. If flash flood warning is issued in your area, climb to safety immediately. Do not wait until you see rising water. Get out of low areas subject of flooding. If driving, do not drive through flooded roadways. Be prepared. Prepare disaster supplies like drinking water, food, cash, first aid supplies, clothing and toiletries, flashlights and battery-powered radio, extra batteries, and important documents. If evacuating, identify places to go. Identify travel routes that are not prone to flooding. Plan what to do with your pets. Bring them with you. They deserve to live too. Fill your car's gas tank. If told to leave the area, do so quickly and safely. And lastly, pray. Then, before a landslide happens, do not build near steep slopes, close to mountain edges, near drainage ways, or natural erosion valleys. Get a ground assessment of your property. Watch the patterns of stormwater drainage near your home and note the places where runoff water converges, increasing flow in channels. These are areas to avoid during storm. Learn about the emergency response and evacuation plans for your area. Develop your own emergency plan for your family or business, and then pray. Moving on, let's now talk about the forecast wind and coastal water condition for today. The rest of the country or the whole Philippines will experience light to moderate wind speed within this day coming from east to southeast. Then, our country will also experience slight to moderate coastal water with approximately 0.6 to 2.1 meters. Before we proceed to the next part of this report, I am going to continue reminding tips during floods and slides happen. During a flood, always be alert. Don't drive unless you have to. If you will drive, travel with care. Also, make sure that your car have enough gas. You must follow recommended routes. Do not sightsee. You must avoid disaster areas. Lastly, if water rises around your car, leave the car immediately and climb to higher ground as quickly and safely as possible. Get to the high ground. Get out of low areas that may be subject to flooding. Avoid already flooded areas and do not attempt to cross flowing water. Stay away from power lines and electrical wires. Evacuate immediately if you are at risk or advised to do so. Act quickly. Save yourself, not your belongings. Move to a safe area before access is cut off by rising water. Shut off water, gas, and electrical services before leaving. Secure your home. Lock all doors and windows. If directed to a specific location, go there. Never try to walk or swim through flowing water. If flowing water is above your ankles, stop, turn around and go another way. If it is moving swiftly, water 6 inches deep can knock you off your feet. Be aware that people have been swept away wading through flood waters. Never allow your children to play around high water, storm drains, creeks, or rivers. And lastly, always pray. During a landslide, stay alert and awake. Many debris flowing fatalities occur when people are sleeping. If you are in areas susceptible to landslides and debris flows, consider leaving if it is safe to do so. Remember that driving during an intense storm can be hazardous. If you remain at home, move to a second story if possible. Staying out of the path of a landslide or debris flow saves lives. Listen for any unusual sounds that might indicate moving debris, such as trees cracking or boulders knocking together. A trickle of flowing or falling mud or debris may precede larger landslides. Moving debris can flow quickly and sometimes without warning. If you are near a stream or channel, be alert for any sudden increase or decrease in water flow and for a change from clear to muddy water. Such changes may indicate landslide activity upstream, so be prepared to move quickly. Don't delay. Save yourself, not your belongings. Be especially alert when driving. Bridges may be washed out and culverts overtopped. Do not cross flooding streams. Turn around. Don't drown. Embankments along roadsides are particularly susceptible to landslides. Watch the road for collapsed pavement, mud, fallen rocks, and other indication of possible debris flows. And lastly, pray. Let's now proceed on to the next one. The temperature and relative humidity that extremes for the 24-hour period ending at 4 p.m. today were the Philippine Atmospheric, Geographical, and Astronomical Services Administration or the Pag-asa weather station at Science Garden, Diliman, Quezon City recorded the maximum temperature that some places will experience is at 33.4 degrees Celsius with the estimated time at 3 p.m. while the minimum temperature that some places will experience is at 25.0 degrees Celsius with the estimated time at 6:30 a.m. Then, the relative humidity that some places will experience with maximum relative humidity is at 90% in the morning, 5 a.m. Lastly, the minimum relative humidity will be at 48% in the afternoon, 3 p.m. Now that the daily update is done, we will now end this report in giving tips after a flood and landslide happens. After a flood, wait until it is safe to return. Monitor local television and radio stations. Do not return to flooded areas until authorities indicate it is safe to do so. Travel with care. Watch for washed out roads, earth slides, and downed trees or power lines. Stay away from downed power lines. Do not enter a building if it is flooded or surrounded by flood water. Turn off any outside gas lines at the meter tank. Do not enter a building that has flooded until local buildings officials have inspected it for safety. Use only battery-powered lighting. Flammable material may be present. Look for fire hazards such as damaged gas lines, flooded electrical circuits, or submerged furnaces. Report broken utility lines to appropriate authorities. Check for electrical system damage, sparks, broken or frayed wires, or the smell of burning insulation. Turn off the electricity at the main circuit breaker if you can reach it without stepping in water. Examine walls, floors, doors, windows, and ceilings for risk of collapsing. Watch out for animals that might have entered with the floodwaters. Get professional help. Seek necessary medical care. Do not neglect minor wounds or illnesses. If the gas has been turned off for any reason, it must be turned back on by professional. Have an electrician check the electrical system and appliances. Your home is no longer a safe place, that's why. And always pray. After a landslide, stay away from the slide area. There may be danger of additional slides. Listen to local radio or television stations for the latest emergency informations. Watch for flooding, which may occur after a landslide or debris flow. Floods sometimes follow landslides and debris flows because they may be both started by the same event. Check for injured and trapped persons near the slide. Without entering the direct slide, direct rescuers to their locations. Look for and report broken utility lines and damaged roadways and railways to appropriate authorities. Reporting potential hazards will get the utilities turned off as quickly as possible, preventing further hazard and injury. Replant damaged ground as soon as possible since erosion caused by loss of ground cover can lead to flash flooding and additional landslides in the near future. Seek advice from a geotechnical expert for evaluating landslide hazards or designing corrective techniques to reduce landslide risk. A professional will be able to advise you of the best ways to prevent or reduce landslide risk without creating further hazard. And lastly, always pray. And that's all. The latest update has been delivered to you with safety tips by yours truly, Makjiv A. Labasan, your weather forecaster for today. We will keep you updated. Don't you worry, guys. We got your back from the DOST Pag-asa Weather Forecast. Again, this is Makjiv A. Labasan reporting out for now.